We'll start in Shavasana so that we can just check in, doing a little body scan today, taking a deep breath in through the nose, exhale, let it all go. Whatever happened before you arrived, whatever is to come, just allow yourself to begin to arrive here in this space, wherever you are. Here, held by the earth and supported by the space around you. If it feels safe to do so, closing the eyes and beginning to just turn the gaze inward. Beginning at the toes, soles of the feet, just drawing awareness to the body, to your spirit. Allow the breath to settle in the body, not forced, unless it brings you more comfort. Just allowing it to travel through the spaces within, letting go of judgment, stories, and just noticing where you may be holding tension, tightness within the body. Scanning all the way up to the crown of the head slowly. Just inviting those areas to soften. As we move into the age of Aquarius and the season of Aquarius, this practice invites us to awaken dormant energies as we move into a new chapter. An opportunity to write new stories, to shift and change the way we do things on whatever scale we choose to do so. This marks a time where we have the opportunity to shift our perspective, to let go of how we think we're supposed to navigate this experience and move into what is more true to us, to what lights us on fire, what our passions are, and to come together and support each other in community, in family, in friendship, to come together in new ways, forging a path for new possibilities. Take another deep breath in through the nose, letting it go. When you're ready to move into the first posture, we'll come to a seated position, coming into butterfly. Bringing the soles of the feet together and finding where you'd like your feet to be. They can be closer in or further out, wherever is comfortable for you. And using any props that you'd like, maybe placing blocks under the knees or the thighs, or maybe front as we move into other variations of this posture. There's options here. You can stay in this upright position, elongating the spine, crown of your head reaching towards the sky. And just following the breath from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Just tuning into the breath here, maybe thinking about an intention that you would like to set for this new chapter, for this practice today. Maybe that intention is just to be open to whatever comes forward. There's also an option here to round the spine, to maybe rest on the blocks, or to walk the hands out and let the head hang heavy, turning inward, still following the breath from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And as our gaze turns inward, our mind settles a little more on our inner world. If there are still thoughts looming around about anything outside of this space and time that you've created for yourself, inviting those to drift away for now. This is your time and your space for you. Feeling into the stretch in the inner thighs, maybe the outer hips. The breath inviting the spine to lengthen. Bringing the head up last, gently walk the hands back towards the body. Gentle pause at the top here, and allowing energies to settle. We'll move into a seated twist. A couple of variations here. You can sit in Sukhasana if you'd like, and just a gentle twist to the side here and here, or bringing the legs out long and then drawing the right ankle either to the inside of the left knee or the outside, rooting down and either staying here to begin. And then if you'd like to deepen the twist, reaching up on the inhale, exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, right fingertips facing towards the back of the room, gaze comes towards the back of the room or over the right shoulder. Lengthening on the inhale, think about drawing a little string from the crown of your head skyward. Exhaling if it feels good to you, maybe deepening that twist a little. This seated twist we'll do on both the right and the left side. We are feeling into our spine, our solar plexus here, stirring up some energies that may need to be released. This activates the gallbladder, liver, spleen, and pancreas through our meridians, which are energetic highways that travel and carry energy throughout our bodies. Inhale, gently unwind on the exhale. Maybe bringing the legs out long, shaking them out a little bit. You're stretching, pointing and flexing the toes. Moving into the opposite side now. So whatever variation you would like to take, finding a nice gentle twist, lengthening the spine on the inhale. Exhale, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. See if you can find a nice, even flow of breath. Doesn't have to be an even inhale and exhale as far as count, but see if you can settle the breath in this posture, drawing awareness to it. And this seated twist also helps with purification, digestion, accesses all of the meridians that carry fluids throughout our body. It's a great way to cleanse, to awaken energy as we begin our practice. Three more breaths here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, gently unwind. Shaking the legs out a little. And we will draw your legs out to a little bit of a wider stance here. Finding length in our spine, moving into dragonfly. So feeling into our sit bones and the base of our spine rooted here. Allow the shoulders to drop down away from the ears. Maybe roll the shoulders away from the ears. And we can stay here, or if you'd like to walk the hands out and come to blocks or to your bolster, maybe let the head hang heavy and the spine round. Feeling the stretch here in the back of the legs and our hamstrings and our hips. Being gentle with our lower backs here. Finding a place that feels good to you. No need to overextend yourself here. We want to feel supported in our practice, held. I like to use affirmations during class. Sometimes I sprinkle them in, sometimes there's a lot. Feel free to incorporate them if they resonate with you. If not, you can let them go. An affirmation for this practice today: I am open to expressing myself in new ways. I am open to expressing myself in new ways. As we use affirmations in our practice, if we choose to work with them, thinking about what comes up when we say these things to ourselves. Is there some stickiness? Does it feel true? An option to explore these things during your practice, but also just something to note and reflect on later. I am open to expressing myself in new ways. Gently walking the hands back, head comes up left. Setting any props aside, move into tabletop. And you may want to use a blanket to support your knees or fold over the sides of your mat if you'd like. As we move into tabletop, having our knees stacked underneath our hips and our wrists stacked under our shoulders. Let's tuck the toes under here and gently press back. Just a brief little toe stretch, sending the hips back towards the mat, back end of your mat. Going as deep as you'd like. This can be a little intense, but if you'd like to walk the hands back, coming into an upright position, placing your hands on your thighs, you can. Just find a place where you feel sensation, not pain, listening to your body and honoring it. We won't be here too much longer. Untuck the toes, maybe tap them out. Okay, then finding the tabletop again. Neutral spine will move into cat-cows. On the inhale, belly drops, tailbone rises, gaze comes up. Exhale into cat, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone. Gaze comes towards the navel. Inhale, coming into cow, dropping the belly. Be drawing the shoulders back gently here. Exhale, pressing away from the earth or into the earth, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Nothing too intense, just maybe even with fewer intention here. Moving through these with the pace of your breath that feels good to you. Really focusing on just feeling into the spine, into the shoulders and the hips. Following the breath with the movement. If it feels good and safe to you to close your eyes here, again, just tuning inward. And you can also take some atypical movements here, maybe making hip circles, feeling into the hips, maybe creating a figure eight, coming forward and back. Or maybe isolating the rib cage. Making any choices that just feel good to you. Not worrying about what other people think or what you think you're supposed to look like or do. And just following what feels true to your body in this moment. If you feel any stickiness anywhere, maybe pausing there for a moment. And coming back to a neutral spine, and then maybe just pressing back and sitting back on our knees here. Shake out the wrists. Do some little flicks. Hands in honey. We're grabbing the air and Give our hands and our wrists a little attention. Taffy, honey, whatever you want to imagine. Okay, we'll move into dragon. So from tabletop, stepping or walking the right foot up to meet the hands, the outside of the right hand. And we can stay here if you'd like. You can also come to blocks. That's another option, placing a block on either side, coming up a little bit higher. There's also an option here to have a little bit of a twist here. So placing the right hand on the right thigh and drawing the right shoulder back, opening the chest to the right side. Just finding where you'd like to be today, what feels good to you. If you'd like to deepen the stretch in the hips here, maybe walking the blocks forward, letting the hips sink down, feeling into our hip flexor here on the left side, opening our hamstrings, stretching here. Just inviting these places to release with the breath. Finding our edge, that place where we feel sensation, not pain, and then maybe backing off just a little bit so that we can find some stillness here. You can begin to invite those deeper layers to release. Five more breaths here. Exhale gently and slowly press back, keeping the right toes pointed towards the front of the room. Little half split here. Just releasing. Moving back into tabletop, setting props aside, placing the hands on the inside of that right foot, and stepping or walking that right foot back. Take a brief child's pose here, bringing the knees the width of the mat, sending the hips back, walking the hands out towards the front of the mat. Let your head come towards the mat here. Just a couple of breaths. And then we'll move into the opposite side. So coming back through tabletop, checking in with your alignment, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, and step or walk that left foot forward to meet the hands. Again, finding wherever you'd like to be here, finding the alignment that works for your body today. Our bodies change every day, so find where feels good for you today. Notice the breath, notice if it feels labored or restricted. Our breath can be a cue to back off a little bit, ease up on ourselves. 3 more breaths. And gently send the hips back, keeping the left toes pointed towards the front of the room. And then step or walk the left foot back. And bringing our bellies to the mat, we move into Sphinx pose. Let the legs come out long, elbows under the shoulders, forearms pressed into the earth here. Let go of any tension in the glutes or in the hips. And just maybe even give them a little shake. Release some of that tension from dragon. If our hips are tight. And then see if you can allow your hips and your belly, your legs, your legs to rest on the earth. And here, not really sinking down into the shoulders, but really pressing through the forearms, maybe drawing the shoulder blades together and opening the heart center towards the front of the room. Gaze can come between your hands here, or you may choose to use a block to rest your forehead, or you can allow your head to hang heavy. Our solar plexus pressed into the earth, our place of empowerment, of strength. Maybe thinking about ways that we can honor ourselves and cultivate strength from within. as we move into writing this new story. This next chapter, let's just call it a new book. Volume 2. Exhale, lower down all the way to the mat, bringing the forearms to the top of the mat, maybe crossing them and resting your forehead here for just a moment. We'll take thread the needle from this posture here. So bringing the block to the top of your mat, reaching the left arm out, pressing into the earth here and threading the right arm through, coming to rest on the right shoulder, resting your forehead on the mat or on a block. Allowing the right shoulder blade to open here. Just feeling into that stretch. And draw the left hand under the left shoulder, pressing into the earth, gently unwind, pausing in the middle, resting our head on our arms. After a couple of breaths, whenever you're ready, moving into the opposite side. So reaching that right arm out and threading the left arm through, coming to rest on the left shoulder. Head can rest on the mat or on a block. Breathing into that stretch in the left shoulder now. Allow yourself to settle here into the earth. Notice if you've started tightening the hips or the legs. Invite them to settle. Draw the right hand under the right shoulder, pressing into the earth, gently unwinding. Drawing both hands under the shoulders and pressing back into child's pose. You can take whatever variation you'd like. If you'd like to bring the knees together, allow the body to rest across the thighs and the head to come to a block or to hang heavy, arms at your sides, or bringing the knees wider to the edges of the mat, bend toes together, and reaching out towards the front of the mat, making space for the body to rest on the earth, forehead to the mat. Another affirmation that we can use here: I connect with my inner wisdom. I connect with my inner wisdom. As we bring our foreheads to the earth, thinking about the wisdom from within, the earth within us, and all of the ancient knowledge of our ancestors, of the universe that resides within us. With each exhale, allowing the hips to draw towards the earth a little more. Gaze comes towards the hands. Gently walk them back towards the body. And we'll make our way to laying on our backs on our mat. And gently, maybe windshield wiper, rocking the knees back and forth, side to side. Just feeling into our hips, thighs, lower back. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Maybe just giving them a little squeeze. Releasing, bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees fall open. Maybe placing blocks under the thighs for support. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana or a reclined supported butterfly. So this is where we started our practice. Coming back to this openness. Maybe placing our hands on our bellies or on our ribs and connecting with the breath. And the rise and fall of our belly, feeling it from the inside out and then maybe the outside in. And bringing one hand to the heart center and one hand to the belly. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest. The expansion on the inhale. Everything contracting on the exhale. Our affirmation here, I trust the natural cycles of breath within me and around me. I trust the natural cycles of breath within me and around me. Releasing the arms to your sides, releasing any props and coming into Shavasana. Bringing the legs out long, and letting the feet fall open. Taking one deep Inhale through the nose. Exhale, letting go of the practice, letting go of the stories, and just being here, resting on the earth, and giving ourselves the time and space to integrate. Just allowing the breath to settle once again into a natural rhythm. Again, to deepen the breathing. Wiggle the fingers and toes. In whatever way is it intuitive to you, making your way to a seated position. Just taking a couple of rounds of breath here, grounding ourselves, bringing the hands to the heart, finding a sense of gratitude and thanking yourself for showing up today, for creating space for yourself to connect, to rest, to just be, and to be open to whatever is to come in this next story. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today, for arriving here in this space and creating this experience together. It is my greatest wish that you will carry this benefit of the practice with you throughout the rest of your evening, your week, and beyond. Another inhale through the nose. Exhale. Satnam, may you align with your favorite versions of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.